Hey bass fans, welcome to Dave Holbrook Fishing. I'm sitting here in the Rusty Hook and I was going through some tackle and stuff and had my GoPros out getting batteries charged, and I said I'll just shoot a video to show you guys how I've got my setup. Just a different idea, different technique of how to set up your GoPros in a bass boat. So I got a thing called the Boom, which I'll show you shortly, and then I will go through that. And it may also help some of the guys I see online that have problems with their batteries overheating. So stay tuned, Dave Holbrook Fishing. Let's go through this process, and I'll just show you one way to hook up your GoPros. I hope it works for you, or some of these techniques may help. So thanks for watching. Alright guys, just a quick rundown of what my setup is here. The one in my hand is the one I sit on a tripod if I'm doing videos like this. But my boat setup is, I have this one here, as you can see. It's attached to my dash, and I have it hardwired. And of course this camera here, I can twist and turn pretty easily. But I have that when I'm sitting at the console here. I'm looking straight at the camera, so I do a video there. If I'm fishing in a tournament with a co-angler, I'll set this up here because I don't want the boom, which I'll show you shortly. That's my rear camera here. I don't want the boom sitting there. The angler wouldn't have a seat. Number one, if you don't use a seat, he'd be backlashing, so that is not fair. So I use this one up here, and that covers my entire front deck. What I do bring always is this little kit, and you can see here I've got extra batteries in here. I got some of that white putty that goes around to make them waterproof. So that's kind of in that setup there, the batteries, and I keep that in one of these boxes. So I'll go back and show you how the boom's set up here shortly, and how I solved the problem with the boom is at the rear of the boat, and I fish from the front of the boat, and sometimes the image you guys get, you can't hear my voice. When I get excited, when I lose something, I may say a bad word, whatever the case may be, but we're going to go through that shortly, so stay tuned. All right, I'm at the front of my boat right now. This bass boat's 21 feet basically. That's at the rear, I'm at the front. So when I'm up here fishing, even when I turn around, you should be able to hear this sound now pretty good from the rear of the boat, which before you couldn't hear that. So I'd have to transfer the sound from my console. I don't want to do that anymore. So as you can see here on my chest is a little DJI Mic. It's like 50 some bucks. I'll put this in the description below so you can see it. Again, I'm not sponsored by anybody. None of these people. This is just a process I've used. I paid full price, basically off Amazon if it's something to do with GoPros or something like that, or YoloTek if it's one of my sticks. So big thing is making sure both of these devices, the one on my dash that I showed you earlier, and the boom when I'm up here, is not worrying about power. Like I said, I keep extra batteries in my case, and I make sure these are hardwired to the battery. So I'll show you that process shortly, so you won't have to have your batteries overheat. So stand by, we'll go through that process next. Okay guys, we were talking from the front deck, and I was doing it from the boom, which is the pole on the back deck here. So here is the boom, and again, no sponsorship involved. This is YoloTek, ordered it offline, paid full price. That's the GoPro I was videoing from earlier with the voice control on it, and we'll show you how this is hooked up here. So I've got a 10-foot HDMI cable. As you can see, I've got it strapped along here. This boom is set for 6 feet right now, but it extends. I can turn this and go all the way up. That's why I have this loop here, in case I want to go higher to catch something. If I'm bed fishing or something, that'll get down on the bed. So I have this extra cable here in case I have to extend this up to 10 feet, but I don't need that. So anyway, so you take this here, and you got to have power going to it. As you can see here, it runs down the pole, and at the end of this, it's going to hook into HDMI, not HDMI, but a USB cable that gives it power. Because at the top of this, as you know, that's a different type of hookup. So you got this end for the GoPro, which is a USB-C, I believe. And then you have this here connector. So I'll show you what I've done here. It's pretty simple. I think it's like 14 bucks. This little device here, if you raise this lid, it has 2 connections that fit this USB cable for power. And I just hooked it to black to that side, red to that side. Pretty simple. But the thing I had to do is buy one with a switch. You see this button right here? Turn it on, see it lit up. Turn it off. Because right now my power is off on the boat. As you can see, I'm charging it. So I don't want that constantly on. So when I come and hook that up, I plug this in, as you can see here. Plug it in here. And then I turn it on. And now that's powering the camera. So you don't have to have a battery in your GoPro. You don't even have, none of the GoPros even need batteries. I just keep those extras. So if you're hooking up, just hook it to power. You don't have to worry about it, the battery overheating. So I run this cable, and the lid on my Ranger, of course, I run it this way, and it fits right in this groove here. So I put it in that groove, give it some slack, I can still shut that. See that? It'll still lock. So that's how I hook that up. And again, for the boom guys, it inserts in your seat pedestal. This little rubber thing right here, you order it based on the type of boat you have. You know, the year and the model. YoloTek will just say you need it X, Y, or Z. So you can get that from that, whatever the boat you have. So I got a Ranger, so I ordered this one so it fits in this seat pedestal, same dimensions. This actually screws out of it, so you can screw it into any type of seat hole that you have on your boat, because this pole's separate. See that twist out of there? But if I need to put a seat in there for a co-angler that wants a seat or a butt seat, it just pulls out like a seat. See that? Boom. Out. Done. So that's how you do it, and it slips right back in there. And this portion here will fit whatever boat type you have. So there you go. Hope that helps too. And again, I don't do that when I'm fishing with somebody in the back of the boat, like a co-angler, because he needs that space. But, you know, somebody like when Jesse comes this weekend, for example, to fish, I'll use that one and this one. He'll fish most of the time up front, so we'll catch both of it there. So anyway, that's how it works, guys. Again, thanks for watching Dave Holbrook Fishing. I hope this helps you. If you got any questions, put them in the comments. Again, I'll put this USB device that I bought to power up in the description. So stay tuned for more videos. Please like and subscribe, and see you on the water.